Hey everyone, this is Phil. We made this video to talk about Humuhumunukunukuapua'a, or Michael Humu in short. This was an April Fool's joke and we had a lot of fun being creative and wild. It's not something we do every day, so we really enjoyed it. Here I'll be discussing how we developed this project, some very interesting things we saw arising from the joke, and also Michael's actual background if anyone's curious. So we started developing this project early to mid-March. We had a lot of ideas we wanted to explore, but thought this one was the best because it involved everyone at our company. This project was funny to us because of how completely ridiculous it was. Michael Humuhumunukunukuapua'a, Hawaiian speed cubing prodigy. There are many ways to convince yourself that such a character isn't likely real, but there's no solid way to completely disprove his legitimacy. We wanted a prank that was extremely ridiculous, but with a tiny sliver of believability. Developing the character Michael Humu was an interesting process. We wanted a colorful character with traits that are unique and super memorable, and having the character come from a place that doesn't have a big cubing scene makes the character more quirky and also shields him against some types of scrutiny. Hawaii felt like a perfect place for this. It's relatable, but also mysterious. You know, it's a place everyone kind of understands, but not a place everyone's been. By the way, the Humuhumunukunukuapua'a is Hawaii's state fish. It's also called the reef triggerfish. As for character details, we decided to make the character as obviously Hawaiian as possible, which led to the ridiculous abundance of stereotypical Hawaiian things. In hindsight, perhaps we should have gotten him a surfboard.
Hey guys, this is Chris. So when we were making this, we wanted to make a trailer with cool cinematic effects, epic music, and some solves. With this vision in mind, we created a dramatic trailer that would be fitting for a ridiculously OP video game character. Like a character that's at first shrouded in mystery, but will soon be game-breakingly awesome. The filming of this project was pretty fun. I didn't actually have to film anything. 90% of the video was made up of stock footage that I found, and then the solves were performed by Ro. The voiceover was really fun to make. Since it was something new to me, I pretty much just thought up anything that sounded absolutely ridiculous and put it in the voiceover. Then I used some effects in Adobe Audition to mess with the
reverb and deepness of my voice.
This was definitely a fun project to work on, seeing as I've never had to really make a hyped trailer vid for a person. So it was a new experience and I had quite a bit of fun with it, and I hope to do more stuff like this in the future.
Hey everyone, it's Ro here. So when Phil came to me about the idea for the video, he thought it'd be funny to include some ridiculous solves, so he asked me to come up with them. All these solves were completely fake, including the scrambles. I simply did weird solves backwards that no one would ever do, and then generated the scrambles for them. Here I'll explain each solve. The first solve seemed to be the most popular. I saw people actually generated a full elk set for it, which was kind of neat. I pretty much just left the last cross piece out, and then just solve it normally until the PLO, which no one should ever do. The second solve was pretty hilarious. It was a standard CFOP solve until the third and fourth pairs, and after an OLL was performed, it was just an E-perm on the front to solve the last two pairs, and yeah, it was pretty ridiculous. Yeah, this last solve was my favorite. It was really easy to execute, probably why I was the quickest of the three. It was just a regular F2L. I mean, not regular, it was pretty fast, and yeah, but just a completely random OLL with one F2L corner out, and then left me with a corner commutator, and yeah, it was like that was the sub 5 solve. Yeah, I'm pretty surprised no one even recognized that this was me solving, seeing as I'm solving in many of the cubicle reviews. I guess it's because I'm old and slow now, but like, so is Phil. For some reason, people thought it was him.
We have a lot of colors at the cubicle, and this leads to a lot of different possible color schemes. Michael picked his color scheme on one of his first days of work. The scheme was kind of unorthodox, but it gave his puzzles character, so we didn't complain. We decided to go a step further and enlisted the help of an artist. She made some portraits of Michael, and some of her art is featured on a logo available at our store. The video on Michael's color scheme was basically an epic list of associations between his colors and some Hawaiian things. We thought it would be funny to also release a fake cube to complement our fake legendary cube prodigy. Many people pointed out that the Xiaowei pineapple was similar to, if not the same, as the Weilang GTS. Those people are correct, as we used photographs of a GTS prototype. The name of the fictional brand was derived from Hawaii in Chinese. In Chinese, Hawaii is Xiaowei, and we just used Yi as the designer's surname. The promotional pictures of the pineapple were absolutely just full of ridiculous. We listed pineapple as one of the materials in the cube and had an inappropriate number of pineapple references in the chart showing the pieces. Just for laughs, we'd also like to point out that a few people actually tried to buy the pineapple from our store. That really made us smile, and we refunded those orders because the cube definitely doesn't exist. After Michael's video released on YouTube, many people got together to analyze the three solves, and some people seem to think that Michael used a secret method that was somehow different from conventional methods, and a few of those people posted studies and documentations of Michael's method, dubbed Hawaiian Cuber. These postings also had reconstructions of the solves and accompanying algorithms, and when I'm talking algorithms, I'm not referring to one or two, but there were loads of sets of algorithms like HKPLL, Hawaiian Cuber PLL. I don't even know what that is, but apparently those people do. And we had no idea what to really do with these posts because they kind of just ran themselves and multiplied, so we just lurked and read the posts and got a lot of entertainment out of the amount of analysis of these completely illegitimate fake solves. We also experienced a very interesting series of interactions with a Hawaiian Cuber by the name of Josh. He messaged Michael on Reddit after his video debut, and Statue quickly struck up a conversation via text message pretending to be Michael. And he talked about a bunch of Hawaiian things and also tried to encourage Josh to actually learn Hawaiian Cuber, even though it didn't exist. And this is quite possibly the funniest thing that happened to us in this entire process, because this conversation took place over the span of a few days. It was a very, very lengthy conversation. And so what we did was we reenacted the entire thing in a separate video. So if you want, you can check that out. Michael was met with a variety of reactions when his trailer hit the scene. A few people made YouTube videos discussing Michael, compiling information they found everywhere to kind of assess and weigh his legitimacy. And we really enjoyed watching how seriously some people took it. It was really funny. One other type of reaction we noticed was of the hostile kind, comments that were very unwelcoming and nasty. And this kind of reaction really made us think about how we should treat unverified people, people who interact with the Cuban community but don't have any results to back up their claims, whether it's official results or verification from other Cubers or just videos of any kind. And our position is, even if you don't trust someone completely, there's no real reason to make personal attacks. No one really wins if that happens. And in the off chance that the person is new to the community, it makes a lot more sense to welcome them in a friendly manner because they may be here to stay, like Michael. Now, I'm going to go off on a slight tangent and talk about Robert Yao, who is a very well-known speedcuber from the UK. Yao was not always very well known, and I'm going to retell parts of a story about how he got into the community. And so 7 years ago, information on a very fast computer solver was kind of spreading around the speed solving forums. And this was during a time when big cube hardware was very bad compared to what we have now. And so computer times were much better than times you can achieve on an actual 4x4 or a 5x5. And so Yao had been solving computer cubes at incredible speeds, and people were just skeptical. They didn't think he was real. They thought he was a cheater or a scripter, or he was exploiting something or doing something improper to get the results he was getting. And little did they know, Yao was real, he was legit, and he ended up being one of the most important and quickest speedcubers on the scene, contributing a lot to method development and ranking first in some of all average ranks. So he was literally, he's fast at everything. And he was just an outstanding cuber that didn't compete at first. And I think some people took him the wrong way and doubted him a little harshly. But he came through, and he proved he was legit. And doing this project on Michael raises an interesting point, and that is, what else is out there? How many speedcubing talents are out there waiting to be discovered? how many people that are good at cubing are isolated from the community that really don't talk much but are extremely good at what they do? And also, in conjunction with that, how will the community accept these people and welcome them into, the mass of people that are socializing online or in person at comps? It's a really interesting point because I think doubt is something that a lot of cubers have because we're so results oriented at times. Our performance in solves is largely quantifiable, and so we can easily say, I got this, you got that, he's really fast because he's this. And so I think a lot of people naturally lead out because part of it is quantifiable and the part of it is competitive. And so it'll be interesting to see how the community accepts more and more people down the road who are extremely talented and just waiting to be discovered. Another person fitting this kind of description is Nicolas Nang, who is a really fast Megamix solver and didn't really compete until very recently. And he also turned out to be 100% legit and 200% good at Megamix. So really cool stuff, and really interested in seeing what the future holds for kind of isolated, unknown speed cubing talents.
Hey viewers, this is Michael Humuhumunukunukuapua'a. Thanks for enjoying our April Fool's joke. I'm currently working at the cubicle making custom cubes. If you're using a custom 3x3, there's a good chance I was involved in its setup. I started cubing last year, and I'm getting more and more into it. Manhasset was my first official competition, and it was surprising to see all these people recognize me. I signed a couple cubes, and then some pineapple juice cans, which we brought out at our vending booth. One of our friends even brought his own pineapple with him. What a bro. I could have done a lot better on my official solves, but you gotta start somewhere, right? In closing, I'd like to thank everyone again for being a part of our joke. The world is a big place, and finding an unknown cubing talent from a faraway place can totally be a possibility. Remember,
one cannot surf a single droplet of water, but an ocean you may. Mahalo.